What is going on, guys? We are here today to talk about one of the big matches that is set to happen in July this year between Levan Saginashvili and Artyom Morozov. Levan, of course, is the world #1 ranked arm wrestler. He has not yet been defeated in a professional super match, but Artyom Morozov is, without doubt, one of the most promising upcoming arm wrestlers. He's young, he's hungry, and he is looking monstrous. Alright, so let's first have a look at Levan Saginashvili. At 34 years of age, he has ascended to the top rank in arm wrestling, and he's done so in such a dominant manner that many people in the arm wrestling world consider him the greatest or the highest peak there has ever been in the sport. His dominance is really quite unseen of. What he's been able to do to his opponents, he effectively went through crushing everybody 6-0, with the exception of Artyom Gasparini, where we saw him actually have to concede in the rounds 5 and 6 due to his aerobic capacity being done. But nonetheless, Levan Saginashvili is the clear and dominant #1. He set a standard within the sport that hasn't been achieved before. His commitment to it, he took himself from a great arm wrestler around that sort of 100 kilo mark and progressed right up to the point where he stands today, where we last saw him compete was at 188 kilos. Many people thought that Levan would simply go on and remain untouched throughout his professional arm wrestling career and would eventually retire undefeated. However, thanks to Artyom Gasparini at the last King of the Table, we see evidence that would suggest that he is beatable. We see evidence that there are weaknesses in his game that can be exploited by different styles and techniques and athletes with certain attributes. And it has made the pack quite hungry. Levan has been somewhat unreachable. That has been the general consensus among even the best arm wrestlers in the world. But now it would seem that there is blood in the water, and Artyom Morozov is the next man to have a crack at it. Now, Artyom Morozov, at only 24 years of age, he stands at 6'4", 144 kilos. He's from Kazakhstan, and he is a specimen. I have to tell you a quick little story. When I first met Artyom Morozov, it was very evident to me that he was different and there was something special about him. He was actually one of the reasons why I wanted to stop training just my hand and wrist and go in and start training everything. It's very clear when you meet Artyom Morozov that he is an absolute weapon. He is tall, he is strong, he is clearly aerobically fit. He comes from a background where he's willing to fight as well. He is not just an arm wrestler. This man is an athlete in all respects. Makes me think of people like Alexei Vovoda, the way that he was dominant as an all-round athlete back in the day as well. But Artyom Morozov at such a young age is already so big, 144 kilos and properly lean, properly shredded, and taller than Levan Saginashvili as well. Artyom Morozov has already beaten people like Dave Chafee on the right and shown that he can do it through endurance. So he has the endurance to turn Dave Chafee into a hook and get the job done. And he is already the #1 rank officially in the world for left arm, and now he is coming for the right arm title. The main question is, can he do it? That is the big question. Look, if you had a wound the clock back just a couple of months ago, the polls would say 99.9% absolutely not. Artyom Morozov could not beat Levan Saginashvili. But things seem to be turning. Like I said before, largely thanks to what Artyom Gasparini did to the man, we now see that this is a real possibility. All right, guys, before I give you my prediction, I'm going to quickly give a shout out to the sponsor of this video, which is the Beard Struggle. My beard is somewhat of a struggle, but less so now that I've got the Beard Struggle on board. You guys can get 20% off thebeardstruggle.com when you enter the code ARMWRESTLE. And yeah, you too can grow an awesome beard like this. All right, to the prediction. Okay, so the prediction. Look, You have to say that Levan Saginashvili is still the favorite. He deserves to be the favorite. His peak force is still higher, I think, than anybody else's within the sport. And you have to say he is the favorite. But, and this is a big but, thanks to Ermis Gasparini, we identified that Levan Saginashvili has a weakness. Levan Saginashvili is unable to finish somebody who has the back pressure of Ermis Gasparini in one surge. Ermis Gasparini was able to achieve a stop, even having lost his wrist. The bicep was exposed of Levan, and he was able to start chipping through. Now, enter Artyom Morozov. Artyom is a taller man than Ermis by a considerable margin. He is a taller, in fact, than Levan Saginashvili himself, and this will allow, Artyom to get a more significant leverage purchase on the static back pressure required to survive the start. Now, if we look at the aerobic capacity of these two men, it's very clear that Artyom Morozov has a far superior aerobic capacity. We've seen him outlast Dave Chafee. We've seen him cruise through people like Cody Spermeret and even Ermis Gasparini himself on the left. Artyom Morozov really is aerobically fit. So we know that if this match stops and it gets into that long-lasting, drawn-out battle, that Artyom Morozov has the edge. In terms of the stylistic opportunities, Artyom is a very well-rounded puller. He has immense back pressure. We can see him force hooks on high-quality athletes. We can see him top roll if he needs to. He can press. He has all of those weapons up his sleeve. Now, the most important factor for me is if Artyom is to win this match, he needs to draw this match out. He needs to make it a long-lasting affair. Now, unfortunately for him, it is in East vs. West rather than King of the Table, which means that it is only a best of 5 as opposed to a best of 7. Now, a best of 5 means that he is going to have to get the brakes on by round 3. Rounds 1 and 2, you have to say early rounds favor Levan even more so. But as we get to that critical and crucial moment in round 3, it is so important that he gets a genuine stop using genuine back pressure, and then he's able to turn it into a hook. If he turns Levan into a hook, even low on the defensive side, he will go on and win the match. He will go on because Levan will be gassed. We've seen that from the match with Ermis. He will be gassed, and it will be over. But that is a big if. Can Artyom Morozov set a hook effectively by round 3? Will he have to try to do what Ermis did, which means his wrist is back? I don't think so because of the longer arm that Artyom Morozov possesses. It's going to be difficult for Levan to fully crack the wrist and take control of that. I believe Artyom Morozov has the physicality to match that of what Ermis did against Levan. So I think we could see a similar amount of effort required from Levan. But with that longer arm, it should allow Artyom Morozov to secure his hand and wrist. Look, if Artyom Morozov does this will blow the minds of arm wrestling fans everywhere around the world. I do believe that Artyom Morozov is the future of the sport. Amongst all of the athletes that we have out there at the moment, he is the most promising given his size, his physicality, and his age, combined with his capacity to move on the table. It's clear that he is the most promising athlete on the rise. Levan Saginashvili, his legacy is starting to look a little shaky. We thought he was going to be unbeatable. We thought no one would touch him in his time, and he was going to just cruise through everybody 6-0. But it would seem that the ground is a little shaky. Will Levan survive? Will he turn up lighter, trying to get an increase in his aerobic capacity? Or will he come in around his 188, 190 kilos, as we saw him against Ermis, and then the match is on? Ladies and gentlemen, either way, it's going to be massive. I think it's happening in July at East vs. West, so make sure you do grab that pay-per-view when it happens. It will be one you will not want to miss. But most importantly, guys, thank you for watching. And let me know in the comments how you think this one's going to go.